Hey kids, Inverted Cow here. Welcome to Space Engineers. Um, if you remember last episode, I kind of had a problem and flew off into the abyss. Well, we've fixed that. Oops. Everybody wave. We fixed that. I've made a new green ship. And, I did. I remembered to find my keybinds. So, I should have eliminated the problem I had where I kept turning off my recording software whenever I tried to rotate a piece using one set of keybinds. So hopefully that problem is dealt with as well. That being said, I might still accidentally hit the wrong keybind periodically and mess things up. So I gotta try to remind myself not to do that until I get used to it. But to set keybinds, bring up your options and bring up your controls. See, now here's where I was looking. I'm like, okay, well, there's nothing. I mean, okay, cancel defaults, joystick or gamepad, and that's it. General. Click on here, General, and you have to go through each of the different types of menu. For example, navigation. I was able to actually change my WASD keys to my default Minecraft keys. Now, of course, F is still jump in and out of inventories, and I'm not sure if I want to change that because normally Minecraft inventories are T. And I might change that yet. I'm not sure because I do keep hitting F by mistake, and yeah, that's bad. So we changed that, and then on, I believe it's tools and weapons. Tools and weapons 2. Systems. There's one in here that lets you change rotate blocks. Here's what the problem was. As rotate blocks, originally the default settings on these is your insert, delete, home, and pause, page up, page down kind of thing. And one of those buttons is the button that turns on my recording software, which is kind of annoying. So I changed everything to on the number pad, basically the same, the bottom 2 rows on my number pad, and that allows me to change rotations. So that's going to get me some practice getting through that. Other things I've changed on this ship. I remembered to install a large cargo container. This was something I forgot on the previous one. I couldn't remember what it was that I had forgotten. It was a mistake on my part. It's been a while since I've actually played the game, and I'm trying to go through all the things that I build. I leave this area open because there's some upgrades I want to put on here later. I ordered the ore detector, although it still needs a lot of components. Same with the large cargo container. I put the thrusters on in a straightforward configuration. I mean, basically each one is rotated clockwise 1 square and 4 thrusters out the back. And there's a connector here in the middle of the thrusters. The reason for this is in behind there, which you can't see, is a cargo sorter. The reason for that is I can eject unwanted material. Now, of course, I can't do anything to it until I get this up and running, and I need metal grit, which basically means I need to find a nickel deposit. Now, I did take this for a bit of a test spin, and I drilled up a whole bunch of uranium and other ores already. Basically went over to that one little asteroid over here that I crashed into with the last episode. And I remember to add my 3rd drill on after I finished. Like I went and I mined a bunch of ores, and I come back and I smelted up the iron and I put on my third drill. So, hello lag. Okay, there we go. So that was done. So now, if I bring up my ship inventory here, you'll see that I actually have some uranium in the cargo containers, some stone in the cargo containers, and the assembler or the refiner is working. The other thing I remembered to put on, which I didn't put on the last ship, was the arc furnace, which is basically the only thing the arc furnace cooks is there's like 3 or 4 ores that it will cook, but I put it on there so that I can deal with iron. Because quite honestly, like I said, you can't mine anything without hitting iron. Now I did do a little bit of a walk around on this asteroid here. Part of the thing is, with all these meteor impacts, it drops ore, like little trace amounts of ore on the surface of these little asteroids. Now I'm just going to try and fly out of here without crashing into any walls. And this has got enough, because this ship is empty right now, I've got enough kick that it will actually accelerate very quickly. So I got to be kind of careful about that. So there we go, we're outside again. Now the inertial dampers, again, I've got 4 forward thrusters and 2 reverse thrusters, so my inertial dampers take a little bit to slow down the ship unless I spin it around, in which case my reverse thruster, or my primary thrusters become reverse. Now I'm going to just up a little bit here. I can't remember, there was a meteor impact that I found that had a little bit of gold in it, and I went and I mined that out by hand. So if you hang out with around one of these meteorites for any length of time, you will find trace deposits growing on them. There's a meteor impact crater right there under my cursor, and as you can see, there's nothing in that one now, or there is nothing in it, or you can't determine it. But things like that would actually get small deposits in them. Let's just jet down there and take a look here. Yeah, you see there's a small deposit of iron in the middle here. And I could probably just hit that with the drill. That's from those meteor impacts that you keep seeing whenever you'll see the computer com say, "Oh, meteor shower inbound," and that deposits material for you. There's some iron there. Don't know what's inside this nodule here, if anything. Be nice to see opening, but I don't see one. Okay, there's an ice deposit, which I don't really need. All that is ice? Yes. Okay. Now, as you can tell, also the ship, although the ship does have a GPS locator marked on the cockpit, it has a tendency to not display it because I have yet to put on an antenna. That's something else I need to put on, although I do need ores for that. Where the heck? Anybody remember where we parked? Over a big green floating thing here. All right, just okay, so our objective today is to start looking for some more ores to mine, particularly nickel. Now, I know I saw a lot of little smaller asteroids out here. So I'm going to fly over to this one over here, towards this one over here. So like I said, I'd love to have a way to determine distance to objects. You know, point the cursor at the object, go, how far is it? Being a laser off of it or something. Yeah. It's kind of hard to judge which one's closer. I'm going to say maybe this guy here. So we're just going to put our inertial dampeners on for a second, and we're going to go straight at this one. Turn the dampeners off. Now I'm just going to, I'm moving fairly quickly here, so I'm going to make sure I don't smash into it again. As I said, it's easy to accelerate forward and harder to slow down. Okay, I don't see any really obvious deposits here, but let's get a little bit closer. Let's just step outside and take a quick look. Okay, ice, iron and ice, always iron and ice. Seems to be all this one has on it. It's just iron and ice. So this is just a floating nodule of nothing. So we'll go and take another look at something else. What else is near us here? Anything of interest? There's a whole bunch is around us. Real quick here, we're just going to put a GPS marker here from current position 3. Okay, now let's reorientate ourselves. Let's pick that guy there. Turn off inertial dampers and give her a heck. Okay, here we are at our third, or I guess second asteroid of the day here. I'm just going to take a quick little fly around it and see if they spot anything that looks interesting. It's just, as you see, most of these are just giant iron deposits or hollow iron deposits. really, I need to find nickel more than anything else right now. It's just iron and shadow. Okay, so this one is another one that's just an iron deposit. So we're just going to mark this one again. And this one's also just junk. Okay. Now let's have a look around, see what else we have. There's a large one there. I thought I saw another large one in the immediate vicinity, but I guess not. So we're going to fly a little bit this way. Let's not crash into that. Okay, we're fairly close to this next asteroid here. We're just going to take a quick look around. Looks like there's a deposit right in that gully there. Might be of interest to us. What is that? Could be silver again. Some ice. The nickel appears to be kind of a off yellow color is what we're really sort of looking for right now. I'm going to check that one out, I think. We'll just park the ship here for a second. This is silver. Platinum. Another platinum deposit. Ice. Not sure what this is. There's a gold deposit around here somewhere. Probably inside this nodule. If I wanted some gold, there's some in that nodule. So platinum, gold, ice. Why is this two different colors? Is it silver as well, or is this ice? Platinum, ice. No, it's just saying this is all ice. Okay. Again, the core is full of iron. So iron isn't an issue. That's a cool looking one. Okay, got anything good over the backside here? So this one had platinum and gold, so I'll mark that down because that's both fairly useful things. But unfortunately, it's not the ore that I'm looking for right now. So I'm going to pause here for a while, and I'm going to go and search a few more of these around until I actually see if I can find some what do I need? Nickel. And I'll be right back. Hey kids, Inverted Cow here. Welcome back. Yeah, took some doing, and I found it. Nickel. Of course, I have no spotlights on this ship yet, so that's also something else I have to deal with. Now, I'm just going to do is open up my control panel, and I'm going to do is make sure that all of my drills are in the same block group. And basically, just hold Control or Shift when you select. If you hold Shift, it'll select everything between, and Control will just select the individuals. And then you can assign a group, and then make sure everything is assigned to it. And then I hit that on Save. And then open up your toolbar. Now I've already got it assigned to my toolbar. And when I press the toolbar, press button number 5 on my thing, it should turn on all 3 drills at once. So now what we're just going to do is we're going to kind of creep our way into this thing. Try and avoid drilling into all this stone here. Don't need stone, I need the nickel. Of course, you see the reactor overloads every time I hit the thrusters with the drills on. So you got to be careful not to use a lot of forward thrust, and you really don't want to be moving at 20 kilometers or 20 meters per second when you hit this thing either. So we just kind of creep forward a little bit more. And there we go, contact with the drills. Now you just heard the arc furnace spin up, one of the processors. As soon as you get the material coming in with the conveyor belt hooked up, it goes right into a processor, starts processing, and starts doing its thing. Now the drills I form here on a point, so the middle one's always going to get a little bit more full than the other ones. Of course, that'll change when I actually make an actual drilling ship. This thing is just, like I said, this is basic survival ship and basic collect the resources I need to actually build something ship. Now I did find there is a gold deposit inside the middle of this asteroid, so I am going to mine that out as well, or mine some of that out anyway. You do have to be careful because you have a very limited inventory. If I bring up my inventory screen here, you'll see that I'm already full. The cockpit inventory is full. Small cargo container is full. The other small cargo container is full. Refinery is almost full. And I believe the arc furnace, which is what you heard spin up, which is processing the nickel. That's going to fill up very quickly. Now this chews through these resources very quickly. Like the arc furnace is fast. It doesn't give you a good output, but it makes up for it in speed. And really, for the amount of tons of this stuff you harvest, worrying about getting that extra little piece, seriously, I'm not worried about it. Find it, dig it up, find more. There's tons, and I mean literally tons of it. Now I can go to my production menu, and you'll see that I'm now producing the ore detector components that I had ordered. Whenever it gets enough nickel, it'll produce one. So just escape out of here to make sure we actually are still drilling. Problem with drilling on the surface is sometimes you get hit with meteor storms that actually impact the ship. Not something you want to have happen because it can seriously mess up your day. As you saw what happened there when I accidentally grazed the thing on the last episode and ripped my reactor off. The whole ship suddenly becomes without power and flies off into the building. Now eventually I will build an actual a series of capital, like a capital sized ship, and I'll be able to actually handle extracting a lot more resource at once. Like I'll build an actual drilling ship that'll chew through this stuff like it's candy. Bumping into something here. Part of the reason I like to use an offset point is because I scroll back and forth, and you're not relying on one drill, but if you scroll over and you happen to hit an area you've already drilled a little bit, with the offside ones it'll dig it up. At least until I actually build a capital ship here, or capital drilling ship anyway. Starting to see volume building up in the drills themselves. So that's usually a good sign that you're getting fairly full. So I'm going to stop drilling for the time being. And I'm just going to back up slowly. Now, like I said, there is a gold deposit inside the center of this thing. So I'm going to work my way into that, and I'm going to take some of that out before I leave here. And I will mark this deposit. Some of the other deposits I found en route here. Silicone deposit. There's a couple of silver deposits. I found one that the core of the asteroid was actually cobalt, with a little bit of, well, not a little bit, but a substantial amount of iron, but still cobalt. Lots of it. That's definitely going to be one I'm going to have to go to. Again, I found more platinum, small gold deposits. And once I get the ore detector up and running, I'll be able to actually harvest larger deposits, or find larger deposits easier. So I'm just going to mark this on GPS. And this one here is number 9. And this one has nickel. Alright, so there we have it, kids. I'm going to wrap it up for the episode here. So, thanks all for watching. And I'll see you on the next episode. And I think the next episode, what we're going to do is we're actually going to start working on getting the stuff together to build ourselves our first remote ships, or our first start looking at building a first capital ship. I'm not sure yet. I am going to start collecting some resources. I'm going to go a little AFK here, or not AFK, but off camera, and I'm going to collect a whole bunch of resources and finish this cargo container, and we'll see what we do next episode. I'm not entirely sure yet, but probably going to be doing a lot of building. So until then, thanks all for watching. I'll wave again. All right. And one more time, good night for now.